So on a stock Mark I Volkswagen, you have an engine mount on the front, very similar to this. So how this works is there is a mechanism, a bracket that holds this rubber bushing, right? And then these two bolts hook onto the front of the engine block, and they are the same bolts that go through the starter, which will look similar to these. So with the stock Mark I setup, these bolts are quite small because they don't have to do as much as they will in that setup. In the later Passat and then the transverse application Mark IVs, you'll see larger bolts for the starter and a different kind of engine mount. So we want to use our Mark I engine mount, so we're going to modify this to use the larger bolts. We'll put our own nuts on here and so on. Now, the other issue is that with the stock B5 Passat engine, you have an oil filter like this. And that's all fine. But what happens is this engine mount goes about right here. So if you can see, when this is mounted on the engine block, the oil filter is now in the way of this engine mount. So the way to get around this is to not use this. We still need an oil filter because we like our engine, so we'll be using one similar to this. This is the one off the engine that was in the car. The Volkswagen 1.7 liter block is the 056 block, same as the Passat engine, so you can use the same oil filter housing, but what instead we'll be using is the diesel version of this, so it just has a third hole on it, so I don't have to tap it, and that is already on the car. So what we'll be doing is just finishing up the oil filter and housing bracket swap by modifying this bracket. So this bracket is now installed. You can see the bolts running through the starter, the bell housing and the block here, and then these are the ends of the bolts that are going through the bracket. And all we did really was just modify the holes and cut the captive nuts off, and then these nuts later on will be captive as well for ease of installation.